Hi, welcome. Sam the Asthma Man here. Let me tell you a little bit about myself before I get started. I was born in Los Angeles, California. At a very early age, I was diagnosed as being a severe allergic asthmatic. Anybody that's been to the Los Angeles basin can tell you can taste the air in that area. So my parents were forced to move me out to the Mojave Desert where the air is rarefied, much more pure. And I noticed my asthma cleared up significantly. Probably 75% of the symptoms were gone within the first 6 months of living out in the Mojave Desert. Okay, so along came my teenage years, and I noticed for the next couple decades after my teens, my asthma came and went. It would come on so strong I would be prednisone dependent. And then I would go through episodes where I didn't even carry a rescue inhaler, an albuterol inhaler with me. Well, I don't know why it took me years to figure this out, but it was the things that I was doing externally and internally to myself that was causing my asthma to come and go. It was almost like the Loch Ness Monster. I mean, you couldn't find it when you wanted to, and you didn't know why it appeared, or I didn't. So I've come up with an acronym to help myself, and hopefully it'll help you. Why do I call it social asthma? I'm keying off of a great Russian doctor that I can't even remember the name of right now, but he termed asthma a disease of society. Okay? And what he meant by that is that city kids get it, urban dwellers. And the reason scientists now in our modern era of medical investigation think that city kids get it is they're not exposed to the bacterium that farm kids would be in people that are farming the crops. And they also believe that the window for immunization and resistance to allergies is a small window when you're young, when you're a toddler. And the reason I'm mentioning this, if you do have young kids, let them get dirty, let them get out there in the garden, let them be exposed to the different bacterias and molds and mildews, so they will build up a resistance. Because apparently, as we get older, especially when we're adults, it's very hard to reinstate that the resistance, okay? The resistance to environmental shocks and, pollens and molds and pet dander. So let's get started. The S in social. Okay. Salts, commercial salts, and sweeteners. Okay, especially the man-made flavor enhancers. Alright, high fructose corn syrup, monosodium glutamate, the salts that are in everything with a logo. Restaurants, restaurant chains, fast food, packaged food. Okay, these are big molecules that draw water and oils towards them, kind of like your 6th grade lab experiment when you put a bunch of salt or sugar in a balloon and you tied it off and you let it soak in water overnight. Well, what happened to the balloon? It swelled up, right? Because it drew the water through the membrane. These sweeteners and commercial salts that have been stripped of their minerals will do the same thing. They'll either, give us arthritis, maybe heart, carditis, pulmonary problems where our lungs become thickened, secreting mucus and narrowing the airway. So asthmatics, we have to eat raw rainbows. That's the way I remember it. Lots of different raw plants, many different colors. Eating about every half hour. Just if you have to, carry a bag of carrots and celery and kiwis or whatever you like on you. And don't think in the terms of meals. Also, let's do the S again. Sleeping environment. Okay, it's a third of your life, and there's companies out there that sell pillowcase covers and, you know, sterile blankets, and there's one company even selling a wand that you go over your sleeping area with to try to kill all the dust mites and molds. Good luck with that one. My personal belief is you'll never turn your sleeping environment into a laboratory, because you're going out into the world, bringing it back. Okay, what I do with my sleeping environment is, number one, I run a dehumidifier in my bedroom. That takes the water out of the air, the humidity out of the air, and that puts the dust mites and the molds, the yeast, mildews, and what have you into remission, because like with anything else, water is life, right? Without the water, they can't replicate. They go into remission, or into hibernation. I don't know what the proper word is, but it really works great for me. And also I run a HEPA filter in my sleeping area to purify the air, to get just the particles themselves out, and it seems to work great for me. There's many, you know, with the HEPA filters, you can go from $50 up to $5,000 for a hospital grade one. I like a company called Rabbit Air because the price is right. Their air filters don't make a lot of noise, and the one I have only activates when there is particles in the air. I can run it on silent mode, so I'm not running my electric bill up. Let's do the S one more time. Okay, soda. Now, I don't know why it took me years to figure this one out. I was always a 3 soda pop a day guy, and I also took my asthma medicine every day. Well, when I started to eliminate my soda, I noticed my asthma was greatly reduced. So here, let's talk about kids. You know, kids will be kids. A kid will wash his asthma pill down with the soda. I mean, kids, even if you don't allow them soda in the house, you know they're going to drink it when they're out there. So let's teach them how to make their own healthy soda without the phosphoric acids and the syrups and, you know, all the garbage, the dyes that are really bad for asthmatics. So, okay, I have a jar of ice, or a glass of ice, straw, all right? Carbonated water. Now, I went down to the store to get this, and I better not show a brand. I had to struggle to find this. I had to walk down the aisle past all the junk, and in the dusty corner I found one that actually just says carbonated water. Most all of them were adulterated with something. And anyway, well, I will plug this company. They can't get on me for this. It's a Best Choice seltzer water, and it just says carbonated water. There's no fructose in it or anything else, okay? I just fill up the glass. All right. Let's put the cap back on. The kids love the fizz. All right, and what I do is I just take, I've had this in a bag so it sends a leak out the bottom. I take real fruit juice. I like grape juice. This is apple juice here. And I just, like that, a little splash. I don't want to make it too sweet, because even natural sweeteners, when they're separated from their fiber, aren't all that great. But, I mean, hey, it's leaps and bounds past commercial soda. And then I just take some ginger. I keep this frozen, and I just defrost it. I garnish it, some drops of ginger in there. I garnish it with ginger. A little stir. Personally, I like it 100% more than soda. It doesn't bother my stomach, doesn't make me wheeze. Did you see, I didn't measure anything. I probably should measure it. But anyway, Sam the Asthma Man, I'll